So Sony revealed the PS5 Pro just recently, um, and it's been creating quite a hubbub across the internet because people think it's too expensive, of which I certainly agree. Um, but it's funny that Sony has been so dominant this console generation, and as a result has seemed to get kind of greedy with their offerings. Like they just raised the price of the controller by $5. They doubled down on live service games, making originally I think 12 of them, and now they shifted to six because they're completely crashing and burning on the ones that they did have, except for Helldivers, which is getting mixed reviews right now because it seems like they don't know what to do with that live service. They didn't expect it to succeed as well as it did, etc. I haven't really been following that story closely, but Concord was a joke. Um, but they unveil this more powerful console, of which the PS5 is already pretty good. Um, and they're like, well, it'll be able to play like your favorite games at 60 frames per second with ray tracing, etc., and all these fancy graphical features that you would have had to choose performance or fidelity mode before. Now you can just have both. Um, with what games, Sony? With what games? You have your last generation games, which are out on the PS4 and then upresed to the PS5. You have a few PS5 exclusive games like Demon Souls, etc. But like it's really not that many games. And now since games take so long to make because they're so fancy dancy with their graphics, it the higher you create the barrier to entry here, or like the more power you push, the more difficult it is to um, create that game in the first place. Like this generation is bottlenecked, multiplats anyway, is bottlenecked by needing to work on the Xbox Series S. So even if you like it, the next Assassin's Creed game, for instance, like yes, it could run on the PS5 Pro, but it also has to run on the Xbox Series S. So it really can't be that advanced, and you would just have to do upscaling. So it's like it's just not that significant, especially to the point of paying enough for like maybe a cheapish PC. Um, it's just losing the plot really, because there is such a short list. I can pretty much count on one hand the list of games that would actually work for what they're going for that are not completely playable already on either the base hardware or even last generation hardware. Um, I just think it's stupid. You know, I love Sony. I think obviously I'm playing Ghost of Tsushima. I think they make great games, but their strengths are like single player narrative experiences. Like I haven't played the most recent game, Astrobot. I have not played that. I want to, but like that is what they're good at making. And I'm pretty sure they shut down that studio, by the way, or something. I don't know. There was some scandal with that studio. I'd have to look it up. But like, they're good at making games like this. And yes, they look great, but like you don't have to make them like the most pretty game. Like everybody always says this, but like Minecraft is a great game. It doesn't need to be like the prettiest thing ever. Like I really like the game Vampire Survivors. Comparatively, that looks like crap compared to this, but like I don't care because it's the art direction I like. I think it looks cool. So is as long as the game functions, that's what people care about. And the fact that you're just like, oh well, you know, people really had to sacrifice the fidelity versus the um, performance. Yes, but it's not that big of a deal. And then to add insult to injury, they don't even include the disk drive. It's not even included in the price or the stand. It's just it's just like nickel and diming to the point of Arlo brought up a good point where he said that like you know they're kind of working with inflation. So this um, this console is reflecting the cost of inflation, but like they're not going to bear the brunt of inflation. You are. So like if your money is worth less and now they're going to raise the price, they're still going to get the same margins as before. In fact, they probably want larger margins than before because number has to go up. They're not going to take less margins than before because of inflation. No, no, you will, which is very typical and very unsurprising, but it's just a loss of the plot. Like, yes, live service games can make a stupid amount of money. There's no denying that. We're in a capitalistic system. They need as much money as possible. That's how it works. Unfortunately, that's how it works. And that's not going to change anytime soon. So I get that that is what they're going for and that's what they're trying to do. But like you built your fan base off of single player narrative driven experiences. Like that is what you were crushing in the PS4 generation. You absolutely destroyed Xbox because of that. So like stick to your strengths, man. Like yes, you can expand, sure, but like don't put all your eggs in the basket in the schlock that they put out. That is live service. Like again, hero shooters. Nobody cares. Like yes, there's a big market for it, but it's already saturated. So you know, maybe they'll be able to maybe the next hero shooter that they come out with, whatever it's called, I can't remember, um, will be like a big deal and good for them. But just thinking that because the PS5 Pro, or I'm sorry, the PS4 Pro was successful, that the PS5 Pro is going to be successful is kind of silly because these are different times and people are using AI for rent fixing. So most people don't have the money for it. I get that you want it to be a luxury item. Good luck with that.